Welcome to my channel. Flights Assistance massive Boeing deal, Air India under fire and airline merger shakes industry. Boeing secures major new aircraft orders while Air India faces growing pressure over fleet expansion and service challenges. Meanwhile, a surprise airline takeover shakes up the aviation world. In this video, we break down Boeing's latest wins, what's stressing Air India, and how a potential merger could reshape airline competition. Don't miss these critical updates in global aviation. 1. Boeing's historic order with Air India. In June 2023, Air India finalized a massive order with Boeing for up to 290 aircraft, including 190 Boeing 737 MAX, 20 Boeing 787 Dreamliners, and 10 Boeing 777X, with options for an additional 50 737 MAX and 20,000 787s. This $45 billion deal, one of Boeing's largest in dollar value, aims to bolster Air India's fleet modernization and expansion to meet growing global demand. The order reflects confidence in Boeing's fuel-efficient and long-range aircraft, despite the manufacturer's recent challenges. 2. Air India's fleet expansion strategy. Air India, under Tata Group's ownership since 2022, is aggressively modernizing its fleet to reclaim its status as a world-class airline. In addition to the Boeing order, Air India secured 250 aircraft from Airbus, with options for 370 more, potentially totaling 840 aircraft. This ambitious expansion is part of Tata's broader strategy to enhance operational efficiency, improve service, and compete with global carriers like Emirates and Singapore Airlines. However, the scale of this investment adds financial and operational pressure. 3. Air India's Boeing 787 crash and safety scrutiny. On June 12, 2025, Air India Flight AI-171, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad, killing 241 of 242 on board and 29 on the ground. This was the first fatal crash of a 787 since its introduction in 2011. The incident has intensified scrutiny on Air India's safety protocols and Boeing's aircraft reliability. Investigators are focusing on the engine fuel control switches, with preliminary findings suggesting a possible pilot error rather than mechanical failure, though no final conclusions have been drawn. 4. Regulatory pressure on Air India. Following the crash, India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, ordered Air India to conduct safety checks on its entire Boeing 787 fleet, with 9 aircraft cleared and 24 pending as of June 14, 2025. The DGCA also mandated the termination of 3 Air India employees due to safety lapses, including issues with crew licensing, rest hours, and experience. These regulatory actions highlight the intense pressure on Air India to restore public and regulatory confidence in its operations. 5. Impact on Air India's reputation. The Ahmedabad crash has severely damaged Air India's reputation, undermining Tata's efforts to position it as a premium global carrier. Public and regulatory backlash has compounded existing challenges, such as passenger complaints about poor cabin conditions. Air India has responded with interim compensation of 25 lakh rupees per family and a 15% reduction in wide-body international flights until mid-July 2025 for safety inspections. The airline's commitment to safety reforms and crew training is critical to rebuilding trust. Economic Times. 6. Boeing's safety and production challenges. Boeing faces renewed scrutiny due to the Air India crash, compounding its troubled history with the 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 and earlier 787 issues, such as lithium-ion battery fires in 2013. While no mechanical faults have been confirmed in the Air India incident, the focus on fuel control switches raises questions about design and pilot training. Boeing's production is also constrained by regulatory caps, e.g., 38,737 MAX jets per month, impacting its ability to clear order backlogs. 7. Boeing's stock market dynamics. Despite the crash, Boeing's stock rose nearly 5% on July 9, 2025, driven by optimism about its long-term order backlog and a strong Q2 with 150 commercial aircraft deliveries, a 15% increase from Q1. However, the ongoing Air India investigation poses risks. If mechanical flaws are identified, Boeing could face a crisis of confidence, potentially impacting its stock and customer trust. Investors remain cautiously optimistic, with some analysts upgrading Boeing to a buy rating. 8. Air India's negotiations for additional Boeing aircraft. In April 2025, Air India was reportedly in talks to acquire 10 Boeing aircraft originally intended for Chinese buyers, rejected amid trade tensions. This move reflects Air India's strategy to capitalize on available aircraft to accelerate fleet growth. However, CEO Campbell Wilson stated that Air India would delay exercising options for additional Boeing jets until the manufacturer clears its production backlog, indicating a cautious approach amid Boeing's supply chain issues. 9. Tata Group's financial strain. The Air India crash and subsequent compensation claims could strain Tata's finances, as insurance payouts may not cover all liabilities. The group's broader portfolio in IT and consumer goods provides a buffer, but the aviation sector's high costs and regulatory demands challenge Air India's turnaround. Tata's $6.4 billion investment in the Boeing deal and ongoing safety upgrades require significant capital, making operational efficiency critical to avoid further financial pressure. 10. Global aviation reforms and takeover context. The Air India crash has sparked calls for global aviation safety reforms, with India's parliament reviewing safety standards and the UN offering investigative support. While no direct airline takeover is linked to this incident, Air India's struggles highlight the challenges of turning around legacy carriers. The Tata Group's 2022 acquisition of Air India from the government exemplifies this, but the crash and regulatory scrutiny could deter potential investors in similar takeovers, emphasizing the need for robust safety and operational frameworks. Analysis and outlook. The Boeing-Air India order underscores both parties' ambitions, Boeing to recover from past setbacks and Air India to modernize under Tata's stewardship. However, the Ahmedabad crash has cast a shadow over these goals, intensifying scrutiny on safety and operations. Air India faces pressure to restore confidence through rigorous safety reforms, while Boeing must navigate potential liabilities and production constraints. The absence of confirmed mechanical issues offers Boeing some reprieve, but the investigation's outcome will be pivotal. For Air India, balancing expansion with safety is crucial to avoid further reputational and financial damage. Globally, the incident may drive stricter regulations, impacting fleet management and airline takeovers. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.